Yo, what's up? Apollo X checking in. Today I spent the day with my fiance and her daughter, as well as my newborn son. We spent it at Kenneth Han by the Japanese garden, and it was amazing, because it was like a quinceañera day. Sorry, I kind of rolled it. It was a day when the quinceañeras were just popping off, and all the photos, they wanted all their photos taken right there at the Japanese gardens. So we were right in the middle of that, just watching teens in these full like outfits, just gorgeous outfits from like head to toe, massive dresses, boots, suits, and just taking photos right there by the gardens, by the koi pond right there at Kenneth Han. And it was real cool. I got back and we went to Target, we're on the WIC program. So that means that, the government contracts with certain companies to like give food, and it's probably the most embarrassing. I don't want to say embarrassing, just frustrating aspect of being poor or without money to buy groceries, is having to look at what checks out with what foods are a part of that program, and going to the register and then like having to ring up things like 3 or 4 times because they weren't registered on that program, where we wanted to get juice, we want to get like grapes, cereal, soda, whatever. It's just like things that we can't get, and we have to like sit there in line and face our reality of not having those, having the capacity to buy those things. And I have no shame about, where we're at with our finances and where, things are in our lives. And I've learned to just kind of like sit in the discomfort, or if there is any like shame, just like it's not even a part of my mind anymore, because I just like I'm in the reality of this is how much is in my bank account. Like I don't have any credit cards because my credit is just dead right now. I haven't been paid, so I can't pay for things, but I need food to feed the family and whatnot. So it's just something that we're going through right now. But in the greater scheme of things, I look out into nature and there's this feeling of there's something happening that's greater. Like these trees right here, it's gonna die. Like this tree could be cut down and then like a stem could be left and it will regrow. These leaves can fall and they will nurture the ground, that it's growing on. This tree could be burned and regenerate. A stem could be planted in the ground and it could flourish. And this happens for thousands and thousands and thousands of years because it's programmed to do that. It's programmed to die and be reborn. And every single, that's just every single organism. I'm a human. I will go into the ground or ash. I will feed some other type of organism that is in that ground, and the cycle will just continue whether I'm remembered or not. And I think it's not a comforting feeling, because comforting is like, it's like, having like a cup of tea or like, a warm soup. It's more of like, I'm okay in this greater universe, right? Like these trials and little tribulations that I'm going through of lack of money, of just the small things. Like, it ain't shit. And also, in the high school that I teach at, there's a graveyard across the street, and I looked over, and it's like I register the fact that I will die. It is coming. It is not only coming, like, I'm already there. Like, in this great expanse of things, I will be forgotten. I will be in the grave. And I can see it. I'm like looking across the street at tombs of where I'm going to be. And I looked across the street and I'm like, I don't know anyone. In the thousands of tombstones that exist in that graveyard, I can't recall any of their names. So the same is going to happen to me, where I am buried in the ground and no one's going to fucking remember who the hell I am. Maybe my family, maybe in 50 years, no way. 60 years, in 100, in 200 years, no one will ever recognize or care or remember me or where I'm buried. So with that, it's like I have to, because no one will remember me, I have to make decisions that in this life, to live it to for me. Not, I mean, I don't want to say for me, but like, I have one life to make the decisions. I'll get reborn, but in this life, it's already over. So going against like myself to appease other people or to fit in some type of box or choose something that goes against my interests is it's almost like I've lived a fraction of my life, a fraction of the experience that I get to have on this earth against my interest, against my uniqueness. I'm going against the fraction of the second that I have in this universe as a conscious being, and I just don't want to. Like, it's so fleeting. It's so fleeting, and the memory of me is so fleeting. Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I pursue the things that I love? Why shouldn't I be happy with my decisions and like what feels intuitively to be the right thing? Because if I use my brain, like, I will compare myself to some image. I will hold myself to something that is not a spiritual, intuitive thing, which is the only thing that I can trust. But at the same time, it's like, what does an old millennial like myself do, right? How do I fit into things? Like, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm posting these videos, but like, I don't expect anyone to see them. I make artwork, but it's not the artwork like out there. I want to make money, but I don't know if anyone's gonna buy. I know I'm talented and intellectual, but I don't know if anyone gives a shit about like what I have to say, or whether the fuck like they're gonna receive it, and I might just end up like doing something that no one pays attention to, right? But it doesn't matter because no one's gonna remember me anyways. So what do I care? Like you're not gonna remember me, right? You're not gonna remember me. Like, somebody like in the future isn't gonna remember me. So like, why should I give a fuck what you think? Because you're not gonna remember who I am, right? Like, everybody that you know, right? They will die someday, and that memory of you will be forgotten, right? Like, what does it matter? What does it matter? Why do people matter? Why do their opinions of me matter? If I'm gonna be forgotten anyways, you know. So lesson: don't do something against your nature, right? I mean, for the benefit of yourself or survival as an organism, you know, like get fed, right? Get fed, get money to have your affairs in order. But in terms of like a life purpose, a life goal, a meaning in life that is fleeting, you need to lead that shit inside of yourself. You need to do it for what is right for you. And it's okay if you don't know that, but like once you have that, once you get those little feelings that say, oh shit, like this feels good, you need to like, this is like when that feeling says this is in accordance with some higher purpose of why I'm here on earth, like you need to stick with that. Like you need to be in that. You need, like, because it's so, like, life is so transient. Time is transient. We're moving through time to death, to a place where we will be forgotten, where our assets won't mean shit, where what we've saved is going to be erased, what all the digital files that we make in this life are just going to be dismantled, all of our belongings are just going to go out the trash one day. They're going to turn to dust. And these are just thoughts of, emperors. The emperor's philosophies follow in this line. Anyways, peace. I've been talking for a minute, so later.